Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Aged Out Reacts with the two hosts of the Aged Out podcast, Mike Fantini and
Evan Worrell.
And this will be our second video of the DCI 2023 season in terms of reaction videos. We're watching Bluecoats today from their first show of the season. Mason, Ohio was where it was. We were actually at the show in the lot, saw this in person as well. So we figured, and also, this is, I think, 4 days after this show. This will go up tomorrow on the 10th. So it's still pretty relevant, pretty recent, and honestly, it's still the newest, most recent video of them on the internet anywhere. So still relevant. I'm sure they've gotten better in the last few days, but again, it's early. We're not going to harp on ticks. We're just going to talk about the book. If they do stuff well, you know the drill.
Shout out George Collins.
Yeah, this video is from George Collins. Go subscribe to his YouTube channel. The link to the original video will be in the video description. Check out the podcast on all podcast services. Hit the join button. Support us for 99 cents a month if you like what we do. The viewership is appreciated all the same. Facebook, Instagram, never miss an update. Just Aged Out Podcast. Patreon.com if you want to give more than 99 cents a month. And then that's it. I'm ready to watch some Bluecoats.
Let's go.
All right, let me move us to the top corner of this.
Although we didn't watch them as long as this video is because we were bouncing back and forth between Troopers and Crown and Boston. So there's probably some of this book that I just didn't see.
Very much so. New stuff, some rehash stuff we have seen. But what I did see in person, I liked a lot. I will preface this before we start. So here we go.
I feel like in the lot, this is going to become one of those similar hype scenarios to when Oliver Delato played the Gok Block in the Tilt show.
Very much so.
Just people
go nuts for it. I was impressed with the Tama drums, by the way.
Yeah, they've definitely made some modifications to them since the past few years. Woo. Great
consistency on the right hand double.
On the puttitas.
Yeah. As they crescendoed, they maintained the quality. Just kind of some texturing going on. Great job feeling the space into that PDD roll. Good dynamic work in the bass line.
This book has a lot of cold attacks.
That's one of the takeaways I had. I'll pause and just point that out here. I 100% agree. A lot of cold attacks after space. A lot of hand speed changes within rolls that you have to open up, close, depending on your speeding up, slowing down within the roll. There's a lot of nuance to the book that it might almost come off as not easy, but if you're not aware of those nuances and difficulty, it's not as dense. It's not as blatantly impressive as Boston's book in terms of note density, but it's still extremely difficult in its own right for some nuanced reasons that we just pointed out. So
things that just change, and people will probably pick up on it too as we go, just like not writing pure triplet rolls, but 5-lets, 7-lets, things that shift the feeling and the way that the speed builds toward the end of the phrase. Yep. Really, really cool.
Builds momentum really well from beginning to end of phrases like that. Good bass lead into that too. I'm going to pause and rewind. That I loved every bit of that because it was very like subtle, just passing that buzz attack around, that like texture, and then to just come together on the attack and the mac roll and nail it after all your hands have been closed off for your individual buzz or whatever. Very tough and really cool. That change, that shift in sound
from like a surround soundscape into like a full unison.
Really cool from an arrangement standpoint, and well done on the execution. Didn't go back far enough. Here we go. with the bass line behind all that. Just sneak. Hold on. Did you hear the basses behind that? Those like little 1-2 count stuff behind what the snares and quads were doing. Listen to that real quick. Very tasteful. So cool.
Little burst in the quads. Dude, those like heavy-weighted, heavy-weighted bass moments where they're just like punching the top end of it and coming out.
He uses a bass line so well for transitions between phrases, just lead-ins, just so cool. And by he, I mean Rarick, who wrote it, obviously. Roll shift, yep.
Into that fast puttada.
Mm-hmm. Dude, they have a lot of 5-stroke burst rolls like that. A lot of those. What a jump to the edge. Low flame work. Great. Oh, man. The layering of the quads onto the end of that phrase just really just... I'm going to back up to... what was it that they did? Oh, I'm blanking right now.
The jump to the edge.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. They're playing this big open stuff, and then they just... The immediate shift out to the gut edge to a triplet roll figure.
The first couple notes of that fuzz, and then they like
It's the jump. And then immediately locked in and fixed.
And just the tension change out there at the edge, I think, caught them a little bit, and then they locked it in.
But it locked back in so quick. They'll memorize and learn from a muscle memory standpoint that feel change throughout the summer. Like, that's nothing they can't fix.
Yep.
Again, subtle bass line behind all this. Those singles at the end of that phrase were cool.
This book is definitely a little bit more notey than last year's.
I was thinking about that when I previewed part of this video. I have to go back and watch 2022's book again to remind myself, but I had the same inkling watching this initially of like, I think this is a beefier book overall than last year, but I could be wrong. I've got to go back and review 22.
Feels like it.
Also, I'll point out, Rarick can't not have his cross stick section. Every single book.
It's a staple. Woo.
Good finish with that roll at the end.
It's a really smooth. Hold on. Just a real smooth, buttery sound to the drums.
Even though there's ticks throughout, and everyone's got ticks at this point of the season, when it is locked in, you can hear the end of season quality that's going to be there. Once they clean and make everything more consistent throughout the rest of tour, there is no doubt this group will be in the conversation at the end of the season. Like, I'll make that. I think I said it in the last video or whatever. Like, it's just, unless they somehow stop getting better 2 or 3 weeks from now, which has happened to groups in the past, but I don't see it happening. Like, I was saying this to a few friends of mine I was hanging out with last night in Lexington. This is a crazy year for like the top 6 drum lines. Like Bluecoats are good, Boston's good, BD is going to be filthy, I think, if they can clean all the difficulty in their book. Crown going to be good, Cavies are phenomenal, Cadets are solid. Like those 6 groups right there, like it's just
Cadets or Cavaliers drum scores last couple nights. They in there.
Yeah. Like, we're just going to be spoiled for phenomenal percussion sections this year, at least at the top of the activity. And honestly, I'd say the rest of the top 12 too. Like, Colts are good, Troopers are good, Blue Stars are solid. It's just, I think we said this last year too. It's just a hell of a year, hell of a 2 years for DCI percussion sections. But
butt in there.
yeah, good roll quality from the quads. There's a lot of flam work in this book.
A lot of cheese cheddars.
Yeah.
Dude, there's so many timbre and like implement.
A lot of texture and sound changes throughout.
Yeah.
Just interesting stuff going on. The sleeper.
Oops.
What?
Stick bobble there.
Oh, I didn't see it.
It's alright. The killer mullet. Keegan.
He's from my neck of the woods.
Woo! The shift into the faster rhythmic rhythm.
Words are hard.
Drinking iced coffee, trying to get my brain to wake up.
Maintaining flam consistency up and down like that. Also not easy.
Dude, what a vibe with the pulse tempo.
Once that phrase is clean,
Yeah.
that's going to be a powerful full battery moment.
Dude, it just
like,
it
that build.
shifted off with that like halftime, doom, 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 then just like kind of changed feeling and vibe in the middle of it, and then back into the stylistic changes, kind of bouncing around.
And even the notier, like I'm talking about the notier stuff at the end of that was a little thicker, being July 5th. Once that cleans up, like quads and snares playing the same figures, it's just going to be a powerful, full ensemble moment. It's going to be really cool. So I'm excited to see that at the end of the season.
Lots of flams.
Tons of flams in this book. Love it. Good job handling the space. The bass unisons. I'm rewinding because the bass unisons under that whole thing make the whole phrase. Just feels good. Let's see here. Should be far enough.
the momentum. Yeah.
More flam work. Cheese the cheddars for days. Good mac rolls.
Yeah. Dude, crescendo rolls are underrated. Woo! Dude, they have a lot of those.
Yep.
Woo!
Hitting the gas there at the end.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, bass.
I didn't want to say too much throughout that phrase. I just wanted to take it in.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw that section in a lot.
I don't think I did either.
But yeah, I mean, there's very, like I think you said earlier, the quality is so there. There are hints times where you're just like, man, this is gonna be nasty in like a month. First show of the year for them, so obviously, just like everybody else, some ticks here and there, but the approach to the instrument and the ensemble balance when it's in there is just very, very awesome.
Yeah. The full battery sound with the Tama drums. Tama? I don't actually know which one's the correct way to pronounce that, but
I say Tama. I don't know if that's right, but
I don't know. Somebody let us know in the comments what's the right way to say it is.
Tama.
But full battery sound is good. When the snares are locked in, it sounds a good quality of sound. It's warm, it's smooth. The quad's the same thing. Bassline tuning is great. Runs are smooth.
Also,
I just
can't understate. I believe someone told me that 13 out of their 15 front ensemble members from last year returned.
Jeez.
So the pit is just like jamming.
Well then, I double down on my statement that they will be in the conversation for the Sanford again this year. I think they're starting off a little bit behind in clarity, in terms of clarity from where they did start the season last year, but I think it's a lot of the same staff as last year, and
Well, the book's a little harder.
The book's
for
a little
me.
harder,
At least
which is
at
part
least
of
it
that.
seems that way.
But what I'm getting at is, the staff is going to have the same approach. It's a very similar staff to last year, as far as I know. They're just going to do what they did and how we missed them a little bit last season of just steadily, slowly keep getting better, staying in the conversation, and just peaking at the right time. And the staff clearly knows how to do that and pace it because they did it last year, and they have the vehicle.
Get them to peak at the right moment. That's what
Yep.
you want.
They're definitely one of the groups that have the vehicle. I like the book that Tom wrote. I think it's interesting to listen to. It's fun. I think the judges are going to love it from a content standpoint. I mean, we already saw that. I mean, you and I said in the lot after all the groups were done at this show that we both were like, Boston's going to win achievement, Bluecoats are going to win content. And that's how it played out. And I think Boston's probably still cleaner. That'll be our next reaction video coming out after this one. And Bluecoats have crazy content, and they're going to keep getting better all season. So I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yep.
See if they can
It's
repeat.
gonna be good for us.
Do what?
It's gonna be great for us as spectators.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be spoiled this year. There's so many good groups, like I said. But again, comment, like, subscribe. Let us know what you think in the comments. Share the video with anyone you think would enjoy it. Be on the lookout. Social media. We'll be doing reaction videos to as many groups as possible from the DCI season this year throughout the rest of the season and afterwards. So all that good stuff. We will see everybody in the next one.
Peace.